Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you all. My name is Titi Lola. I know that some of you may know me to be a woman of many parts. Before we go on today, I'd like to tell you the reason why I'm out again today. And the reason is simple. I think the Yoruba people need a lot of support. However, one person cannot support the whole tribe, a whole nation. And I'm here so that we can all come together and talk about it and see how our people can be supported. Sorry. So, if you're just joining us for the first time, I'm broadcasting today from about 8 platforms: the Podium International TV, Coach TAC, my coaching platform that I use to support people, TAC Foundation on Facebook, Movement Against Drugs and Violence on Facebook, Podium International TV on Facebook, TAC Foundation on YouTube, and TAC Foundation on Facebook as well. Okay, so I have about 8. So if you're wherever you're joining from, just know that we're all talking about the same things. And today, unfortunately, is not just for the support that we're bringing. It's not so general. It's for Yoruba people. The Yoruba people are facing a lot of persecution, and they're being subjected to abuse, a lot of abuse. And I think it's about time that individuals starts coming up to put their bit in the coffer. Thank you, Miss Esther, please. The Yoruba people need to start coming up, especially if you have an NGO. I'm this person who practice what I preach. So if I say to people that, oh, you guys need to start coming out, you guys need to start doing this, you guys need to start doing that for our people, I practice it too, trust me. I'm not going to just come out and say, support our people, help Nigerians, help Yoruba people. Before, it used to be about help Nigerians. I used to just support everybody. I still love everybody. But the Yoruba people will say, Tinoba Joni, Toba Jo Omoeni, Tara Eni La Nkogbon. Like if you're caught up in the fire, you have to save yourself first to be able to save someone else. If you and your child are caught up, you have to be able to come out of that fire with your child. Well, of course, you are out. That's why your child can be out. Otherwise, if you're trying to help your child first, how does the child get out anyway? So you have to look inwards and start the support. Charity begins at home. So 10 years into the journey, before I go ahead, let me just play our anthem so you will understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, I'm a woman of many parts. Yes, a woman of so many parts. So one of the parts, let me show it to you today.
Títí Abọ́yadé Code Foundation, Èdùmàrè ló fi rán wa. Movement Against Drugs and Violence, MADAV, Olúwa ló fún wa ṣe. Ìgbaniníyànjú lórí ìlòkulò oògùn àti ìwà ipá. WinLab, obìnrin nínú aṣíwájú àti òwò ṣíṣe, ètò Ọlọ́run ni. Èmi lè dé oúnjẹ ẹ̀kọ́ lójoojúmọ́ fún aláìní, Olúwa ló fi rán wa. Torí ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún wọn, òun náà lẹ́nì kejì rẹ̀ tọ́jú rẹ̀. Ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ti ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún o òun náà lẹ́ni kejì rẹ̀ tọ́jú rẹ̀.
Thank you very much, and you're welcome back. That's who we are. We are TSC Foundation, Titi Aboyade Cole Foundation. Yes, we started on the 25th of December 2013. Well, that was the day we started officially. Unofficially, we've been doing our beats for a very long time, for over 20 years. That's how long we've been doing our beats, helping people all over. But we only registered about 5 years ago, or four, yeah, about 5 years, 2017. That was when we registered our foundation. However, we've been on registers for several years, and we started the business of helping people seriously on Christmas Day in 2013. So, what am I saying? Why am I here today? I'm here to extend our support to Yoruba people generally. And what's happening to us in Nigeria, what's happening to the Yoruba people, especially. I know that Igbos are going through their own too, but let me speak for my people. What's happening to Yoruba people in Nigeria is really getting out of hand. It's already out of hand. But it's about time we start supporting one another. And my foundation, what we do at TSC Foundation, we have different projects that we do. There's one called A Meal a Day. What we do every month, we'll go to a particular area, a depressed area, an area with serious poverty. By the way, you can comment, please, and tell us where you think we should look at. If you have somebody that you believe is living in abject poverty, please put their details, or just put your comments out there. Let's do this together. Because at this point, it's no longer an easy thing for the Yoruba people. We're being gagged, we're being frustrated, we're being squashed, we're being crushed. And one person needs to help another. According to the song, ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fún òun náà lẹ́nìkejì ẹ̀, tọ́jú ẹ̀, tọ́jú ẹ̀, tọ́jú onítàn. And there's something about TSC Foundation. We don't just, we're not rich. We're not giving out of abundance. We're giving only to people living in abject poverty. And we don't just throw money away. We will check you out. If you say, oh, I know somebody or I need help, we will check you out. We will run a check. Because it's not as if we just have the budget. We don't even have funding or sponsorship from anybody. So it's not as if we just have the budget that we're trying to spend. No. We don't even have that money in abundance like that. We're giving out of necessity, out of compassion, not out of abundance, like I'm so rich and I have money to give. I haven't even paid all of my bills, but I'm helping someone pay their own as well. Let's pay half of mine and half of yours. That's what we're doing at TSC Foundation. So for you to come, thank you, ma'am. Yourself. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll talk about it. So for you to come out and say, come to my area, there's something. Abule Egba is a depressed area. Some people are living in abject poverty. We have to come. We have to see how you are living. We have to see how those things are happening. So it's not as if we have a lot of money to throw away. By the way, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, follow us, share, and comment. Let us know what we're doing right and what we can improve on. So some of our projects is every month, if we come to your area now, let's say we come to your area now, you have nominated that area or someone has nominated that area and we decided to come to the area to register people, to see what we can do to support the people in that area. Each month, we cannot take care of more than 30 families. So we'll come to that area and register people by visiting them. Let me show you what happens when we visit you so that you know, if not for yourself, for other people. Because if you are even watching us, that means you're not living in abject poverty per se, you're okay. But not all the time. Some people are averagely, they are managing, but they still need help. So we will check. We have people who will take care of that. I'm working with a fantastic team on ground in Yoruba land. So let me show you what would happen and how we select our selection process, how we select the people that we're going to support. Let's start from there.
Obìnrin là ń gbé ọmọ mi náà lọ sí skul báyìí à ń yálé gbé mi ní yàrá táwọn yálé àríbi kẹrù wá sí àwọn gan mánéèjì ni kọjọ kọ ṣàánú wa kọjọ torí tọlọ́run wọn ò ní rí wàhálà wọn ò ní rí dààmú ẹjọ mú ìwà mọ owó tí máa fi gbalé kódà báwọn mi ṣe máa rí léèwé lọ kò tí ì yé mi rárá kọjọ kọ ṣàánú wa torí tọlọ́run kọjọ kọ ṣàánú wa ẹ ṣàánú wa torí tọlọ́run àwọn ọmọ mi ọ yìí kú méjì wọ́n yìí kú méjì yẹn lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ mi kan náà wọ́n tún kọ́ àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì pé kọ́ tún wà àtijọ́ àti mú ní agbára òun ní á lọ tọrọ oúnjẹ tó ìmọ̀jẹ lálẹ́ gò tí ì pè wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ tọrọ ńdómì sẹ́ni ẹ fún mi ńdómì méjì àtẹrin ní ìmọ̀ bá ṣe bá ọmọ mẹ́rin ṣe fẹ́ pin jẹ lálẹ́ bá kò tí ì yé mi kó jẹ́ torí tọ́ náà ẹ ṣàánú wa o ṣàánú wa torí tọ́ náà.
Àwọn èrò tí a rí bí kó sí la kó sínú stock nígbà manage sí so àwọn èrò tó kù ló wà lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ ló wà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn friends ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù àwọn ní ṣàfihàn káàkiri so àwọn tó kù dàrú kó sí àwọn ìgbà kó sí. So here are my two children. My firstborn, 12 years. My second one, 10. Àwọn aṣọ àlùmárì lò time to time àwọn la kó sí bíbá so kọ́ba ìtọ́jú òjò tójú bá ti sáà sí tó ní ìwà.
Almost 2014 lọkọ mi ti kú mẹ́rin là ń gbé ńgbà yẹn but because of loneliness after the burial ní 2014 láti ṣe burial ní December ọmọ mi ti ní òkè kí n kọjá sí ọ̀dọ̀ wọn and ó lọ́kọ ó láwọn ọmọ so yàrá tó rọra fún mi ní tí mo rọra manage ara mi nothing doing ọmọ náà dẹ̀ ti wọ yunifásitì ọmọ náà ní bùkátà tiwọn tí wọ́n bá lè help àìmọye widows foundation wọ́n ti gborúkọ náà ṣe anything fólúwẹ̀ wọ́n á jẹ́ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ tí wá sí rere o ọlọ́wà fún madam Títí Abọ́yadé kò lọ́wà fún ṣe o because help tèmi need wọ́n tẹ̀ fún mi ìlú ní kán gbalé fún mi wọ́n tẹ̀ fún mi ní something tí màmá fi tajà tèmi náà màmá tajà àmì kétra tí bá wá fún mi lówó máa ta drinks jẹ́ láti inú ilé ni wọ́n máa bá mi rà òwúrọ̀ àti gba ṣọ́ọ̀bù sí owó náà ni ọlọ́wà fún wọn ṣe o àmì Mrs. Jọkẹ́ Suarez ọ̀dọ́ ọmọ ni mo manage.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I'm the only one. Thank you, and you're welcome back. You can see how people are living. Look at that woman. She put her things outside in drums, her clothes. She wears damp clothes, her children. Did you see those lovely young children, that little girl and little boy? They're living in, that's what I call abject poverty. Like you don't even have a room to put your things. They have to be outside in the compound because you don't have a place of your own. You're just managing and you're having to put your clothes, your roof, everything. You see, as I was just saying, Mrs. Adekomi said, mine is not as bad as this, but I need help. I understand. Different people need help. But how bad the situation is will determine when we can come in. You know, we can afford to just support some people at a different level. Some people we give them food. We always say to people, we don't have money to give. So if you need help, it has to be help with food or help with training. I'm coming to that now. I'm coming to the training part. There's a meal a day. There's another one. We give a token to people who are aged, who are over the age of 60, and they have no support. We have, we call it help the challenged. If you're not over 60, you have to be in a vulnerable situation. Let's say you are partially sighted, you're hard of hearing, different things. We have people who will check that out. I'll bring in Mr. Kade Mola now. He's also one of us at TC Foundation. We will talk about how we can support the Yoruba people. Um, we You said more funds. Please explain more, Miss Ifedolapo, because we do not give money, like I said. We only help you out of serious poverty. Let's say you can't feed yourself. You can't feed yourself, or you have children that you cannot feed. Then we will support and help you. But let's say, oh, I'm broke. I'm not earning, I'm not earning a lot of money. Then we might not be able to give you more money. But thank you. Amen. More funds for us. Amen. 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 Thank you. More funds for us. So we need not just we need people to come on board and say, okay, out of those people that we're giving, we give 5,000 to people, 5,000 naira to some people to support. Let's say they want to buy data, they want to buy something to eat or something. We give 5K to the challenged people. We now give food worth almost 30K to families to enable them eat one meal a day. It's called a meal a day. That's the project, a meal a day project. So please invite people to come on board and join this program so that we can deliberate on how to support the Yoruba people. We're in big trouble. In big trouble. The persecution is so much, like we're being gagged. We can't even talk anymore. We can't even gather to say we're not happy. We can't even say I no go agree. We can't. We can't even say we have bad government. We are not allowed to talk. We're being suppressed. We're being we're being they kidnap our people. They do all of these things. We can't help kidnapping, but we can help the poverty of the mind and poverty that makes people hail the lying politicians. You will continue to hail them because you are starving and they can give you something that will not even fill your tummy for this minute, but at least stop you. What they will give you will stop you from dying this minute. It doesn't mean that hunger is still not going to kill you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Let me bring Mr. Kayode in so that we can deliberate more on this. Mr. K, you're welcome, sir. You're muted. You are muted. Mr. K, you are muted, though. Okay. You are still muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was muted.
It's all right.
So I didn't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, bring your camera up. Bring yourself up a bit.
I'm coming. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Good evening, Idogun Destiny Boy. So, like I said, we used to just support everybody, whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, everybody. We still wish to, but with the minimum resources that we have, and with what's going on in our land, hmm, we need to focus on the Yoruba people for now. There's an adage that people hate to hear because some people are using it negatively. But let me use it because you're not going to take my language away from me because you chose to use it badly. It's still my culture, it's still my language. The Yoruba people will say, "Ọmọ ẹni ò lè ṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀, ká fi ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ sí di ọmọ ẹlòmíì. Ebi ò lè máa pa ọmọ mi nílé, kí n wá sọ pé ọmọ bòmí ni màá lọ fún lóúnjẹ." So I'm sorry if you feel, because we have some Igbo people among us that we used to support as well. I don't mind supporting you if I have spare. But right now, I'm sorry, we are focusing all our resources on Yoruba people. Yoruba people. We had a rally last week, and they ended it before it even started. The rally ended before it even started. We're not even allowed to talk. And they even killed one person on the rally ground. So you can see that the challenges facing the Yoruba people, everybody needs to get involved. All hands needs to be on deck. And at this point, I want us to roll out some support for Yoruba people, our youth to start with. Like I said, I'm a movie producer, TV presenter, broadcaster. I do a lot of things. So every way that I can pull somebody up, I'm happy to do that. So I'll bring Mr. K in and we'll deliberate on how to go about things. Mr. K, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Podium.
Good evening, sir. Today we're talking about support, TSC Foundation, supporting the Yoruba people. And you're a member of TSC Foundation. And we're talking about the projects that we do, a meal a day. You've been supporting families with us since 2021, haven't you?
Of course.
With your own personal funds as well. So right now, I want people to suggest areas, not just Lagos. You know, we do most of these things in Lagos. We want to now make sure that we cover the Yoruba land and we call on other people to come and support us so that we extend these things beyond just Lagos.
Yeah. And to put it in perspective, quite a lot of people are suffering in our land. It is estimated that 133 million people are living below poverty line in Nigeria. That's people who are not making $2 a day. So if you're not making $2 a day, which is 2,000 naira in a day, so if you multiply 2,000 naira times 30, that's 60,000. And if you look at the minimum wage is 30,000. It's been so for nearly 8 years. So out of that 133 million people who are below poverty line, it is estimated that 47 million are in Yoruba land in itself. So that is a huge challenge. 47 million people
Alarming.
are living below poverty line. So what does that tells us? The number of schools that somebody like I don't know how to say Alhaji Lateef Jakon they built in Lagos, it's not increased by much. So it means that quite a lot of people needs to now rely on private schools. So people can't send their children to schools, and what that results is not giving people the right opportunity to acquire the knowledge and skills they need to better their life. And that puts them even more in the poverty bracket, and it suppresses their opportunity. So if people come out and are complaining about too many agberos in town, that's the reason, and we need to address those issues. Now, whilst addressing the wider socio-cultural issues, Yorùbá ní ebi ò ń wọnú kí nǹkan míì tún wọlé. So, which means you can't have a hungry stomach and think you would put information into it. So, and that is where a meal a day comes in, which TAC Foundation has been doing faithfully for a very long time now.
10
And
years.
what a meal a day does is it brings at least food for a month, so that families, mothers who have nothing, can be able to feed their children. Mothers who maybe for one reason or the other have lost their partner, or they're just single mothers who have given birth to children and cannot afford the necessities of life. So they're giving that lifeline to be able to get something for them for a day. And that is where a meal a day comes in. So it is saddening in this modern age. I know a lot of people are suffering in many places of the world, but that of ours has become very pathetic, because Nigeria is now ranked as the world poverty capital of the world poverty capital. So poverty capital of the world. A position we took in 2018. It's not something we should be proud of, considering that we've got all the mineral resources that we need to make us successful. So, and I estimated that with the resources in the world, I'm not talking of Nigeria now, I'm talking of all the available resources in the world. If we put them together and distribute them equally, if we put them together and distribute them equally, quite a lot of people in the world will not need to live in the poverty bracket. So it's quite a shame that we found ourselves in the place we are. I was discussing with a brother today. I'll call him a brother. He's an elderly person, and he's been in the United Kingdom for quite a long time, more than 50 years. He was born here. He still knows his root. He knows his root. And he was telling me that he hears that the pound is now £1 to about 1,000 naira. And I said, yeah. And he said he knows when it used to be at parity. He knows when one naira was $1.80 and one naira was £1 20 pence. So he was asking me what happened, and I was like, "Hey, you tell me." So he still has the fresh memory of Gowon being the head of state, because he's not lived in Nigeria. He was born in the UK and he's grown. He said that's what his dad told him. So you know when Gowon was head of state, 1967. So some 7 years after, or 6 years after independence. Look at how far we have come. And our life is getting worse by the day. A lot of people are hoping that 2023 election is going to change the dynamic. But this, I'm afraid to spoil your mood, because if anything, I grew up in the time of Babangida, and rightly or wrongly, believe it or not, I spent 10 kobo. I spent 25 kobo. I spent 50 kobo. I spent the 1 naira coins, Herbert Macaulay. I knew when kerosene, a gallon of kerosene, was increased from 90 kobo to 4 naira 30 kobo. when they brought in the structural adjustment program.
Program. SAP.
So SAP. So what has SAP done to us? We became poor. Babangida was forced out of was forced out of power because we became bankrupt. Nigeria was basically bankrupt. There was no money. So whilst Nigeria was bankrupt, Abacha sneaked himself into power and basically started this. Well, he didn't start it. It's been there. This parallel market. The parallel market started about 1979. So you have one official rate and one unofficial rate, and
Black
that is
market.
what, yeah. So parallel market, and that is what the Northerners have been doing. So, and then they were using it to better the lives of quite a few people. But that's not economy. That's false economy. You put so Abacha pegged it at 22 naira official rate, and then 88 naira parallel rate. So an Hausa man, what we call Habuki, can go to the bank, collect millions of dollars, go straight outside and sell it. But you've not created a rice mill. You've not created an engineering company. You've not created schools. You've not created hospitals. You've not created jobs. So there was no economy. It was just a ruse. And then Obasanjo came in 1999 and said, let us peg it at 131, 135. So for 8 years, whilst Obasanjo was there, it was moving between 129 to 135. And then all of a sudden, from nowhere, we have now got to a situation where last year, Nigeria made only 6 trillion, but the budget was 18 trillion. So
Hmm.
2 times what we are earning
3 times.
is debt. So we're making 6 trillion and expending 18 trillion. This year, they are envisaging that they're going to make 10 trillion, but the budget is 21 trillion. How long would you continue with this before you see a collapse? So if it is a company, which Nigeria is, it would have collapsed long ago, because I don't think any government would bail out that company. But because the powers that be in the world are getting cheap resources, they are getting free resources, they are getting access to things that do not belong to them for pittance. And we saw the NNPC saying that Nigeria is not getting anything from the oil revenue. So, but the money is going somewhere, because Nigeria is still producing over 1 million barrels a day. So if they are producing over 1 million barrels a day, where is that money going to? People need to ask themselves. Some people are getting rich. How much do these people really need to live a good life, that the rest of the citizens are living in abject poverty? Yeah, so there are quite a lot of challenge, but we will not continue to look at that. Whatever we can do, and we can do it with the support of outsiders, and that is where NGOs like TAC Foundation comes in. I know there are a lot of NGOs, they're doing good job, and people should continue to support causes that matter a lot to them. We want to see development for our people. We want to bring them out of poverty. TAC is not just about just giving people meal a day. It's also empowering them
Yes.
to be able to empower themselves and empower their
At that
children.
point, let's talk about the training that we gave last year and the people who benefited. Some of the people who benefited. Because what we do is, when we give you money the first month and food, the money is just for transport to get yourself to where you are collecting the food. So when we give it to you and the food, you come and collect 4 packs of food: rice, gari, beans, and then provision. So that's 4 packs of food, 5 kilos of rice, gari, beans. Then we now say to you, what would you like to learn? Because this support is only for 3 months per area. What would you like to learn? Because by the end of 3 months, we don't want you to go back to square one. And they come out and say, oh, I want to learn this. We give them options. You want to learn how to make liquid soap, hair, you want to learn catering, you want to learn fashion designing, different things. But we have one special one for you today. But let me show you the ones for the year before.
So quickly, Mrs. Joke Suarez, what do you have to say to WinLab and TAC Foundation?
Very big thank you. Because it's very scarce that the foundation doing this. And the last time I came, what the lecture to I really manifest. Because when I reach home, out of the food stuff they gave me, I gave some people that they need. You know, because the way our country is, I really say bravo. God will continue to help her. God will support her. More anointing. And this foundation will be going higher and higher to the next level.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, ma. So, madam, what about you? What do you think about TAC Foundation? Briefly.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ TAC Foundation fún orí ọ̀fẹ́ tí Ọlọ́run á máa pèsè fún wọn ibi òní pa wọn nípa wọn.
Thank you. Yes.
Ìfẹ́ iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ní ká wá kọ́ ìyá kọ́, àdètí máa ṣe nǹkan rí. Àwọn náà máa mú fún yàn, àwọn náà máa lọ síwájú, wọn náà dá àwọn ọmọ wa sí, wọn á jèrè àwọn ọmọ.
Shema.
My name is Abigail Okube. I'm one of the beneficiaries from the TAC Foundation. Already I have handwork training, but when we came now, they asked us what would you like to do, and I do Ugele and makeup in line with my hair making together. So I want to say a very big thank you to them, that all of them that have come together to help us. God will never make them go down in Jesus' name.
Amen.
We continue to rise them in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. So that's training, which we know that it's very difficult to come by because some people want to learn. They want to learn something to do, but there is no means for them, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them. I just gave us the statistics now: 47 million people living in abject poverty in Yoruba land alone, and that we are supposed to be the eye opener for a lot of peoples of Africa. And they say, if you're down, how can you help somebody? So we shout and campaign for a sovereign Yoruba nation. We know what we are saying because Nigeria itself has got over 48 minerals, and Yoruba land has over 20 minerals that we could exploit and use for the benefit of our people, to grow the economy, to create jobs, to create a better life, and to create better opportunities for people. So TAC Foundations also focuses on training. That's very important. Training. Because you see a lot of our children, they want to go and learn computer, they finish secondary school, they want to go and learn hairdressing, they want to go and learn tailoring, they want to go and learn artisanship, maybe bricklayer, maybe plumber or things. And there is no resources for them to put down to go and do that work. It becomes a very difficult situation for them. We know that there are not enough school places, so the government introduces JAMB. JAMB is not anything other than an accident which has happened, not waiting to happen, because it's just saying, though we know you've come out with excellent A's, but you can't get a university place. We saw the story of the lady from Delta State that got a very high mark, but they were telling her you can't do medicine. Sorry. So because of a quota system. And I say the quota system is not the problem. It's just it's just the fact that those who should know better or do better have failed. They failed to create opportunity. They failed to build more institutions to meet with the growing demand of increased population. So our take today is we want people to know out there that quite a lot of our people, they've got their hands tied behind their back. They've got their hands tied behind uh, their neck. So their legs are tied and stationed as though they are an object or an animal somewhere. But we will not continue to stop. We will not continue to reach out. We will continue to do whatever we can so that help will not be far from them. And I just want to use this opportunity. If you are led by the Spirit, if you're led, if it's any training that you can provide, you don't even need to bring money. If it is food you can provide, just get in touch with the TAC team, and it will definitely get to the people who need it. If there's anything in particular that you have that you think you can use for the enhancement of human lives, then we kindly ask that don't hold back, don't stay back. Whatever help you have, whatever thing you have that you can use in helping would be greatly appreciated by I know we focus a lot on women. A lot of men too are also in need, because if the men cannot fend for themselves, then they cannot fend for their family or the women. So yeah, but we focus more on our mothers and our young women. So we want you to reach out. We want you to help them. We want you to support them, and one after the other, we would lift as many people as possible. Another thing TAC Foundation does is the movement against drugs and violence. It's so unfortunate. We hear a lot of youngsters, not even teenagers now, who are doing drugs, even right in secondary school, right in primary school. Some of them are joining cults. It's because when they finish, there is no home to go. There is no home to go. These people are sleeping on the streets, they're sleeping in the garage, there is no father there is no mother. And who are left to take care of these children? Just the street. And the street has nothing good. So, well, I would not say nothing good to offer, but the street is a hard life. It's a hard life. And some of the children, they end up in an unpleasant situation. Some of them start doing drugs. Some of them engage in violence. And you hear one person kill this person. This person is just committed murder and so many things. So TAC Foundation is trying to help rehabilitate those people in those situations, to be able to come off drugs, to be able to come off violence, and do something for themselves. So that's just a few of the things that TAC Foundation is doing to enhance the life of our people. And they receive constant coaching, feedback mechanism to ensure that they're doing things with their life that takes them forward and not just bring them down. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much, Mr. K. Okay, thank you everyone for continuing to stay with us. We're going to round up very soon because we have another program called Matters Arising to bring up on Podium International TV. Now, there's something we're rolling out. We're rolling it out in March. It's the Yoruba Film Academy. Yoruba Film Academy is also a project, an initiative of TSC Foundation. When we started this project a year back, I think you remember, Mr. K. Did I
Yeah,
say
I remember we did training for a lot of
yes?
youngsters to be able to get into the
Yes,
film
exactly,
industry.
into the film industry. But now it's no longer about a lot of youngsters. It's about Yoruba youths. So it's not just Podium Academy now. We are setting up. We have actually set up Yoruba Film Academy. Let it be heard that because I'm a filmmaker. If you go to Podium Cinema on YouTube now, you'll find our films. So I want to start bringing the Yoruba youth. We don't want them to be unemployed or be thinking they're worthless or they can't do much for themselves. So they have to become thugs or they have to become political thugs or thieves or Yahoo boys or anything. No. So Yoruba Film Academy is going to be for the Yoruba people. Of course, it's going to cost us money, especially to train them to also produce
On
films
board them.
and onboard them. Thank you. To train and onboard them because there's no point in training someone and saying, okay, thank you, bye. So once we finish training them
Especially when you're doing those things for them for free.
for free,
Majority of them, they're not even. I remember the ones we trained last year. They didn't even pay, and we brought trainers from the UK.
exactly. So we got trainers from the UK, and this time around, it's not just trainers from the UK. We're getting trainers from the UK. We're getting the real actors. Like Anta Lanio is on board. We've spoken to him. He's on board. We have that movie directors, producers coming on board. It's going to cost us a lot of money. So we need about 100 people to sponsor this project. We need about 100 people that can say, okay, I have £60 to sponsor a child, £60 to sponsor only for the training and all the things they would need. Period. Nothing else. But we need to train 100 young people. 100, yes. We need to train 100 young people. And we need 100 people to say, okay, I'm here. So for starters, I can I can sponsor 5. So I will say I will sponsor first 5 people. The first 5 people to leave their messages or show interest, I will take care of those ones. I'm sure Mr. K2 will say maybe 1, maybe 2 or something.
Yeah, I should be able to sponsor at least 5 people
Thank you, Mr.
to
K.
get
So
that
we have
training.
10 out of the 100 people. We have 10 people taken care of. So we are looking to train and onboard. So it's not just training. It's not just, oh, what are they using the money for? We're paying the lecturers, we're paying for venue, we're paying for everything. And we're paying for the camera crew that will come and do something simple to showcase their talent. 100 people. So you must know that the production is going to be big. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jesu Nikoloba. Thank you. So Yoruba Film Academy has been launched and we are starting in March. So between now and March, we need to start promoting. We need to start getting people to support. I will come to you. Trust me. If you are our person, if you have been there for us before, we're coming back to you. Thank you, Mr. Dami Emmanuel. We're coming back to you. They train 1 or 2. You can sponsor 2. And let me tell you, we will let you know the 2 that you have sponsored. We will also let them know you. So it's not like random, like, oh, I just gave them money. I don't know what they did with the money. I don't even know who they trained. I don't even know no. You are going to know who you have trained, who you have sponsored, in case you want to mentor them. We will link you up with your mentees in case you want to understand, okay, how far have you gone? Have they trained you? Have you graduated? Have you done your debut film?
Assignments.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember some of the people who were trained last time, they've started in the film
They're
industry.
actors now. They're in the industry.
Yeah.
In fact, one of them is a fantastic presenter, Zainab.
Yeah.
What's his name? Francisco. He's an actor. He's acting with big people, not even with podium. He's an actor. He's acting with big people.
At least that is their journey and that is their story, and we are happy that they are succeeding.
Yes. So we're very happy. That's what we do. That's what we're passionate about. So myself, I have said 5 people. Mr. K has said 5 people. So you are at least you're sure that we're training 10 Yoruba young people. 10 Yoruba. You have to be under 30. Well, maybe over. Well, should we open it to all Yorubas? No matter what, no matter the
I think we should open it. There's talent across board. If it is an 80-year-old man who fancies his chance in
yes,
acting,
yes,
they
yes,
should get the opportunity
yes,
so that
yes,
they are not debarred by age. Although it
yes.
would be good if a lot of young people can
Can
take it,
yes.
but let's just leave it open.
Well, we'll make it. We'll do like ratio. We'll make sure that at least 60%.
Yeah, obviously it could be varied. It could
60
be
or 70
varied.
percent
Yeah,
should be young people because of the time that they will have to grow their career. And if we have too many old people, the story will be tight. We won't be able to write a very big story that would cover all of them. And we want to make sure that they will develop the story by themselves. We will train them to a point where we will have script writers among them. They're not going to be all actors. Yoruba Film Academy, we're training cameramen,
I
we're
never
training.
can know. Some of them could be beautiful musicians.
Oh yeah. Yoruba, yeah. We're just going to be bringing out talent out of Yoruba Film Academy. Please support us. Please, please, please. And by supporting us does not mean you give us money. You can even find somebody who needs this and bring them on board. You are supporting us. You're helping the person and you're supporting our own vision too. Because if we say we have slots for 100 people and there's no 100 people, it's a failure.
Of course.
If we are looking for 100 people and we only have 5, it's a failure. So it's your duty to support, to take it out there. If you want to support us, you take this information that you're getting here today, take it out there and say Yoruba Film Academy is launching in March. It's starting their program. We're launched already. We're live already, but we're starting our program in March of this year. And 6 months into it, the film will be out. Yes, 6 months. Within the 6 months, so by September, we are going to be premiering the first film produced by Yoruba Film Academy. That's the timeline. And take it from me, that's what's going to happen by God's grace. So we need you to come on board. I will start calling names. From next week, Sunday now, I'll start calling names. I'll start calling Bukola Jill. Oh yeah, how many people are you doing? Daddy, are you Loge? How many people are you sponsoring? Mandy, how many people are you sponsoring? Oloreko, how many people? Even if it's one person, even if it's 2, how many people are? Sister Toyin, how many people are you sponsoring? Because how do we tell our stories as Yoruba people? How do we keep our story alive? How do we even change the narratives? They are trying to overrun our land. They are trying to make our history distorted. They're not teaching history in school anymore. The only way we can keep this information, everything that happened in Ojota is a film. Everything that happened, the first Ojota rally, Lagos rally, is a movie. This one is a movie. The Yoruba movement is a movie. The Igboho story is a movie. The Babakita is a movie. The self-determination struggle itself is a movie. I need you to look inwards to see that there is more to us than just thinking they can smother us, they can kill us, they can maim us, and they can gag us. Nobody. We're unstoppable. The stories will keep coming out. You'll be surprised one day when you see it on Netflix, when you see it on Podium Cinema, when you see it everywhere in the world, when you see us launching it in the UK. When we take our story, when we start taking our story to film festivals, we are Yorubas. We are powerful people. Thank you very much for staying with us. We got to run because we have another program. Join us on Podium International TV where we bring to you matters arising. So we'll come back your way next week. I'm Titi Lolao, and we have Mr. K, who is always as constant as the North Star. Thank you.
Thank you.
títí Abọ́yadé Code Foundation Èdùmàrè ló fi rán wa. Movement against drugs and violence MADAV Olúwa ló fún wa ṣe. Ìgbaniníyànjú lórí ìlòkulò oògùn àti ìwà ipá. WinLab obìnrin nínú aṣíwájú àti òwò ṣíṣe ètò Ọlọ́run ni. Èmi lè dé oúnjẹ ẹ̀kọ́ lójoojúmọ́ fún aláìní. Olúwa ló fi rán wa torí ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún wọn, òun náà lẹ́nì kejì rẹ̀ tọ́jú rẹ̀. Ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún wọn, òun náà lẹ́nì kejì rẹ̀ tọ́jú rẹ̀.